Hi everyone, I'm doing another unboxing video today. This time it's not usually a box that I subscribe to. It's Loot Crate DX, and that's the the premium version of the standard Loot Crate. This month the theme, I think it's Fortress, or is it Kingdom? No, I think the Loot Gaming one's Fortress. This one might be Kingdom. The reason I got it this month is because it's got a Dungeons and Dragons item in. And seeing as I play Neverwinter quite a lot, the MMO, I thought I'd get it. I was a bit dubious though, because I've seen in other boxes the item for Dungeons and Dragons. It's been a T-shirt, like a red T-shirt with the D&D logo on. So I was a bit, humming and hawing whether I was going to get it, but I thought I might as well, seeing as I had like a big picture of Tshirt and his Panther and Demogorgon on there. So here's the box. Quite a big square box there. We'll get this open. That's it. I've got it upside down. Yes, I have. Right, there's the inside of the box this month. That one falls out. Right, and ooh, this looks promising. So we'll get the T-shirt out the way, and it's like an olive green colour, and that is Legend of Zelda. Long sleeve T-shirt with different coloured arms, so it looks like you're wearing a long sleeve off-white coloured T-shirt underneath a normal T-shirt. That's the way they've done it, but it's all sewed together. I'm not too keen on that, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan of Zelda. I know it's a good series of RPGs, but that design, it's pretty bland. It's just the Master Sword, and the only bit of detailing is a gold Triforce symbol there. That's the only bit of detail other than the olive green and the off-white colouring. Pretty bog standard. Not a very good design at all. Wouldn't rave about that at all. Get the pin out the way. That's yeah, Kingdom is this one. Fortress is Loot Gaming. Get a bit confused over those two similar themes. And that's the pin this month. It's like some heraldry on a banner. I don't know where that's from. I think they might have just made that themselves, to be honest. Yeah, so it's just like a crest, some heraldry, that sort of thing, fitting in with the theme. The next item, we'll save the biggest for the next one. That's a Dragon Age Inquisition Grey Warden copper mug. That's not too bad. Hand wash only for cold beverages only. Not dishwasher safe, not microwave safe. Just don't put it in the microwave because it's metal. Or you'll have flames coming out your microwave. And let's just check that out. This off the mug. That's a nice mug. It's different to what they usually give in these boxes. I know Loot Crates have a fetish for putting all kinds of mugs in the boxes, but most of the time they're ceramic. There's the BioWare logo on the bottom there. You peel that off before washing. It's got the Grey Warden symbol there, and inside it looks like it's a bit of dirt inside there. It looks like it's stainless steel there, so you're not going to get copper poisoning. Plastic handle, so that's not good. Cheapens it, and I can see the gold paint coming off that. It tends to be the way with plastics. If it's metallic coloured, it'll just scratch off. So I can see that scratching off. I think it might have done in places anyway. It's stained a little bit, but yeah, I can see that coming off easily. Shame that, really, because it's a nice metal mug, and they put a horrible plastic handle on it. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I do like Dragon Age, but my favourite one was Dragon Age Origins, and I think they lost their way after that. They might have clawed it back somewhat with Inquisition, but it was more of like an MMO in that the areas were devoid of anything apart from travelling mobs like an MMO, and not much else to do apart from the odd quest here and there. And it was pretty bland and uninteresting, really, like Inquisition. I think BioWare have lost the way, unfortunately, of late. Here's the biggest item in the box, and I'm so glad it is not a t-shirt. Looks to be a huge figure of Demogorgon, who I've defeated quite often with my Guardian Fighter in the MMO. You get to fight him as part of the endgame content, and he's in one of the sort of skirmish, what's it called? Like a trial or something, like a master trial, Master Demogorgon. So defeated him, almost gone mad by him with his laser beams out his eyes. So I think this is where the value of the box is coming from, by the way, because the other items are pretty meh, but this is what most people, I think, are, once they find out what it is, will want the box for. Let's see if we can get that out without dropping it on the floor. Some tape on the sides. There's a bit of tape there. Tape there. So it does look like a premium figure, and you know, considering the cost of the box and the shipping, it's about £59, which isn't cheap by any means. So I think, you know, you're getting your value of the box purely from this figure. It's all constructed apart from his tail. Just have to take this out of the box. So yeah, it's very nicely detailed. It's PVC, so it's not a resin type figure. Otherwise the cost of the box would be astronomical if it was resin. Nicely painted, good detailing. It looks exactly like how Demogorgon looks in the game and in the lore as well of Dungeons and Dragons. And you can pose his arms how you like. Constantly get whacked with those arms in the game. Let's put his tail on. Which way it goes? It goes this way. It's quite hard to pop in. Let's get that in there. Right. It's quite stiff. I have to get that in. Right, so I think that's in properly now. There's his tail. That's a nicely detailed figure. That looks about 8 inches, something like that. Premium figure. So the whole cost of the box basically would be for this figure, and not much room elsewhere for the value of what they're going to put in the box. But that's a decent figure there, and looks to be the final item is that. That's a Labyrinth poster collection. Right. Now, I do like Labyrinth, the film, and it's one of the films that I remember seeing at the cinema when I was about 9. So that's giving my age away there. So I think it was about 1986, something like that, or 85, 86 when it came out. Now, it is good having this type, because I do like Brian Froud's artwork. I'm not too fussed on the photos because you can get still images of Labyrinth from just by doing a basic Google image search. See, there's just pictures of David Bowie with his scary fright wig on, looking like Pat Butcher off EastEnders. This nasty eyeshadow. But yeah, I mean, the still images, they're just pretty bland. They're nicely printed to a decent resolution, like. But I mean, as I said, you could get high-res images from the film from Google, and they are nicely sized if you wanted to frame them. But as I said, the only thing I would be interested in, oh, there's poor old Jim Henson there, rest in peace, mate. But as I said, the best thing is the artwork, Brian Froud's artwork. I've got a couple of his books from the likes of Labyrinth, and he does like fairies and fake creatures and stuff from the Dark Crystal as well. So yeah, the most interesting things is the likes of this, his concept art for the film. You know, all the paintings of the goblins and that sort of thing. That's what made the film, aside from Bowie's codpiece, if you're that way inclined. Like, but yeah, that's the main draw of the film, was the designs for the goblins and the creatures. And there's Toby there, which is incidentally Brian Froud's son's name, Toby. We based it off him there. So his artwork is absolutely amazing, and that's why, you know, I've bought some of the books. But the likes of this, it's just pure 80s cheese, isn't it? It's like, it has its place. Like, it was a good film, but the actual photographs are just not interesting at all. It's the artwork. It says on the back as well. Ooh, there's a moth in my face there. Go away, leaving your dust all over me. Also available from Insight Editions, Labyrinth, the Ultimate Visual History, is the definitive 30th anniversary exploration of the beloved Jim Henson classic, bringing together a wealth of rare sketches, concept art and candid set photography to form an incredible treasure trove for Labyrinth fans, with stunning visuals and unparalleled insight into the creation of a true modern classic. Labyrinth, the Ultimate Visual History, is the perfect companion piece to one of the best loved fantasy films of all time. So yeah, I mean, it's even, you know, over 30 years after it's been created, there's still an ardent following of it, for the fan base for it, even though there was only one film made. There was never any sequels. I think they did a graphic novel. I don't know whether that was, it must have been Japan only. Was it like a manga or an anime? I seem to remember it being a manga. They never did an anime. I think it was just a manga. They did like a one-off sequel to it, explaining what Jareth the Goblin King's up to now. But yeah, I do like the film, but I don't understand the, you know, massive fervour that goes around it, especially to people who weren't even born when it was made. A bit strange, really. But there you go, and I hope they don't make a remake of it, because there's too many remakes these days. There's the list of the items in the box there, and the main thing, front and centre, is the Demogorgon figure, which is the absolute best thing about the box. The Mega Crate as well, what you could have won, $2,000 value, was Nintendo Switch with Zelda, Lord of the Rings box sets, a projector, some Adventure Time books it looks like, and some Adventure Time playing cards. So there you go. Fortunately, I never won it, and I don't know anyone who has. And that's it for this month. So we've got the box. Another quote from Zelda: "It's dangerous to go alone, take this." And he gives Zelda his first sword. And that's it for this box this month. Aside from the figure, not too impressed. I would give that, being generous because I like Demogorgon as a character in the Dungeons and Dragons lore, I would give it 4 out of 5. As I say, if I wasn't a fan of that, I would probably give it 3 out of 5. It's a nicely painted figure though, so if you're not a fan, you can see the artistry in that. That is a good, well-made figure, very accurate of what he looks like. Other than that though, the box isn't great, considering when you're paying a lot less for the likes of Lutaku, and you get a lot more in the box. I mean, next month's Lutaku, you're getting 3 figures of about this size, and they'll be of similar quality or even better. And I think with shipping, I am paying for Lutaku, is it about £49? So it's £10 less than Loot Crate DX, and I tend to get it a lot quicker as well. Get it within 4 or 5 days from Hong Kong, whereas Loot Crate comes from America, and I've only just got this today, and it probably takes about upwards of 2 weeks to arrive. That's probably the longest it'll take. But you know, they should have faster shipping for that, because that was a courier. It wasn't even Royal Mail, it was a courier, so it should have been much faster. I've noticed the Loot Crate boxes are getting longer and longer to arrive as well, so that's not good. And I think they need to up the game to compete with the likes of Lutaku, who are a smaller company and they offer a lot more value in the boxes. This one just about hits the value with this figure. Rest of the items, not really. Mass produced, and you know, it's the mug's probably worth about £5. T-shirt you can get for about £10. It's pretty thin. The Labyrinth book, £10 max. So you're looking at like this figure is hitting the value of the box that's what they've spent most of the value on, this actual figure. So yeah, 4 out of 5 purely for the figure, 3 out of 5 if I wasn't a fan. And as I said, I'm not a usual subscriber to DX, I will only get them if I like the franchises in, because I think it's far too expensive for what you get usually. I've seen other unboxings for previous months and I haven't been impressed. I think the only one I was impressed with was the Primal themed one. I think that was March this year, and that had 2 figures in. I think there was a Predator figure and a Godzilla figure, and there was a few other items as well in the box, and that hit the value, and a lot more besides as well. But they're very inconsistent, Loot Crate, with the boxes. You'll get a really good month and then about 3 or 4 mediocre months, or even terrible months. So, but at least you know, with the likes of Lutaku, the themes might be quite limited depending on, you know, the franchises they can get hold of, but the quality's there every month, every single month, and you know, they need to step up the game, Loot Crate, because I can see Lutaku taking a lot of their business away. So I'll stop rambling on now. That was this month's well, August's Loot Crate, and if you liked the video, please comment. I will, you know, endeavour to reply to it, and like and subscribe if you wish to. And I will see you on the next unboxing video. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye.